Hey YouTube family, I know it's been a long time, but season 2 of Elevate with Kay is back. I'm feeling good, I look good, and I'm just excited to get season 2 started. I know I've took a little bit of a break. I needed to regroup. Life was life and business was kicking my ass, but I feel good and I feel like I'm able to now pour back into you guys because you guys have been pouring into me and I really appreciate it. So this episode is going to be about how we rebrand ourselves when we go through a little bit of a difficult time in business and what that looks like. And we're going to talk about some of the ebbs and flows in business so that you guys can kind of be prepared for it. I think it's so important to share your wins, but it's also very important to talk about how you get through some difficult times and what it's like to reboot. So I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to see y'all. And our YouTube family has grown. When I started this channel, I had 0 subscribers. We're almost at 300, which means that you guys like what I be talking about. So if you guys want me to talk about anything in particular in season 2, let me know. I'm more than happy to share. You guys know I keep it real, raw, and uncut. So let's get into the episode. It's your girl K650 Credit, and we're talking about how to rebrand your business. All right. So most people get rebranding a little mixed up. Some people think rebranding is starting a new business, and it's not that. Rebranding to me is taking a mental break. I think a lot of times in society nowadays, we hear all gas, no break. You know, you need to keep going, you need to keep fighting, stick to your schedule, But nobody talks about the mental toll that it actually takes on you and what it really means to kind of like sit down for a second. And sitting down doesn't mean stopping. It just means taking a second. And that's really what I had to do. And content creating was really kind of taking over me. And I had nothing else to pour into you guys, to be honest. But the beautiful thing about what was happening in my little hiatus before I decided to record season 2 is so many of you guys reached out to me and said, I see you. Like, I see you. I've watched you grow from the beginning. Keep going. I'm your biggest fan. And you know, little old me never thinks about that. Like, I don't think that I'm inspiring anybody. I'm just going through my own journey. And to hear people say, like, I've been with you from the beginning. I've been rocking with you. I see what you have built is like truly, to me, it's like food. Like, you guys fill me up. I felt like I was pouring from an empty cup. I had nothing left to give. And you guys really kind of refueled me and made me feel like, no, okay, you have to keep going. So I decided to take a step back and just rebrand myself. And no, 650 doesn't look different. No, we don't have anything new, right? But rebranding me, like, I needed to rebrand. I needed to figure out my why again. I needed to kind of change gears and how I was approaching things. And truth be told, this was the hardest season I've ever had in business, and I didn't know how to navigate through it. And I think that so many people talk about going through seasons in your business, but you don't really know what it's like to go through a season that's raining until you go through it. So my best advice that I think that has happened to me during the season is, you guys already know I go to therapy. I ain't stopping therapy. Therapy has literally been the root of how I stay sane, but also accepting what's happening and don't get stuck in it, right? So I wasn't in denial about what was happening in my business or even in my personal life. I accepted what was happening. I started to strategize and I gave myself grace. Most of the time we are so hard on ourselves. We literally think that we have to be superhuman all the time, that we do not give ourselves grace. And to me, honestly, being on social media sometimes makes me feel like a failure. Like, you're not going hard enough. You're not doing enough. You letting this person outrun. You letting this person outrun. And then mentally, I'm just like almost secretly like going through a depression mentally because I'm not only trying to keep up with myself, I'm trying to run a race that's not even for me. And this is almost my 4th year of being an entrepreneur, and this is the first time literally mentally I just hit a wall. Like, usually I could get myself through things. Usually I could kind of like talk myself out of it, read a couple books, but I just been stuck. Like, I had nothing to give, and I had to kind of feel what I was going through, accept what I was going through, and work through what I've been going through. And the hardest part is when you're an entrepreneur who is literally living off of your business income, those processes can be a little challenging, because now you got business problems, you got home problems, and you don't know what to do. I'm grateful that I've been able to be a business owner. I'm ecstatic, but the more money I make, the more problems I seem to have, the more issues start to arise, and I don't think I was prepared for it. I'm new to this, right? So I never want to appear that I got it all the way together. I am on a journey trying to figure it out. I bump my head a lot of times. I lose a bunch of money, but I'm really just trying to figure it out. The credit card company changes the interest fees on the credit card, so now you're paying double than what you used to pay. Nobody talks about when you have mental blocks and you just can't be creative at all. Nobody talks about those things, and those things are really real. That really happens. And if we glamorize this all the time and we make it seem like these things don't happen, then people have this false perception of what being an entrepreneur is. Now, I was asked the question, would I go back to work or would I keep going through entrepreneurship? The reason why I became an entrepreneur is because I feel free. I'd rather stress for myself, be in tears, balled up, about to die for me, than ever go back to feeling like I have to report and suffocate myself for somebody else. But entrepreneurship ain't for everybody. Everybody doesn't have that in them, and that is okay. Like, I want to make sure you guys understand that, because even though I have freedom, I got more problems than I ever had, and I'm grateful for the problems. I never want to seem like I'm complaining about them. However, it's just a different kind of beast. I love what I do, and this is the first time I needed you guys to help me through my own journey, because I feel like I was just completely empty. And season 2, we're going to talk about credit, of course, but we're going to literally talk about our mental health, because I think that is so important and we don't talk about it enough. And what it's like for me, I've almost built a $250,000 business, right? That's dope. But in building a $250,000 business is things that I couldn't even possibly have prepared myself for. I literally had no idea this is what it was about. And then trying to be human at the same time. You ever try to run a business and be human at the same time? It's damn near impossible. Finding the joy. And somebody said to me the other day, "Okay, you stopped being happy. Like, it stopped being fun." And I realized it wasn't fun anymore. And it wasn't fun because I couldn't figure out what I was going through. The storm in business was taking over me because I don't think I ever prepared for it. I've been having a great career up until this point, and I'm still doing good. I don't want you guys to take this video and like, oh, she down bad. I'm not. It's just a different kind of what I'm used to. I own 3 businesses. I used to just own 1. So now I have the stress of 3, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to build another one. So it's just, as you grow in business and as you keep striving for more and you try to hit new targets, there's new things you have to deal with and overcome. So I had to take a break. I was depleted. I didn't feel good. I was borderline sad, and now I'm back. I'm back because I dealt with it. I was able to navigate through it, and I'll talk to you guys about some pain points that I went through as we go through this season. But I want you guys to know it's okay. It's okay to rebrand. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to not be okay. As long as you don't quit, you already won the race. So I'm so happy to see y'all. I love y'all. And of course, we got to talk about credit because, you know, that's what I love. That's where my heart is. And I want to help you guys through whatever you're going through, but I want to sincerely say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, because you guys have said some kind things to me in my DMs, during my consultation calls, and you guys really made me feel like, listen, we cannot give up. Like, I know you feel like it right now, but you cannot give up. You have to keep going. So I love y'all, and welcome to season 2 with Elevate with Kay.